Tipteezybte joins me here on the show here tonight for Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max. The Lnyce is coming out of South Carolina. We have him here on Sports and Hip Hop with DJ Mad Max, Live 365, iHeartRadio. Tipteezybte, what's going on, man? How's your night going?
What's going on, fam? It's going, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Of course, man. Congratulations on everything that you've achieved this far, and we're going to get right into it. Big Gator, most recent project out right now. I know it's something that you're proud of. You defined it as being versatile, and you can tell that especially with the songs that are on there, especially Callin', because you get to show your melodic R&B side of yourself.
Yeah, Calling that's definitely a versatile one. That's the first tape though. The last tape is Big Gator 2.
Big Gator 2.
Yeah.
Are you currently working on Big Gator 3, or are you shifting away to something different?
Nah, we're gonna shift away, man. Next tape gonna be called Carolina Blue.
Carolina Blue.
From the Carolinas and shit like that. So next tape gonna be called Carolina Blue. We definitely gonna keep the Big Gator series going though, but it's time to give them something different.
Orangeburg County you originated from, and I heard later on that you relocated to Charlotte. So how was that move for you?
Early on, so I relocated to Charlotte when I was still in high school. So that was kind of like a rebellious state in my damn life. But after a while, I got used to it and shit like that. But I've been living in Charlotte now for 12 years. Well, I was living in Charlotte for 12 years. I'm on the outskirts now.
On the outskirts of Charlotte right now, and you're currently pursuing your thing in music right now. Why is it difficult? Because when I read online about South Carolina artists, why is it difficult for artists to make it from South Carolina? Because you look in North Carolina, they got J. Cole, the Baby, they got a music scene. South Carolina, how come it's just so undiscovered as far as talent goes?
That's a good question, bro. I don't think that we have a hard time with artists actually popping. I just think that when it comes to the Carolinas, they focus more on Charlotte than they do South Carolina or different places like that. That's why I feel like whenever the spotlight do come, it hit the most popular city, and I feel like that's what Charlotte overshadow everything else. But they start letting the spotlight get in these different areas, but they'll see like it's real talent all throughout the Carolinas. You feel me?
It's obvious that you're putting South Carolina on the map. You represent to the fullest. When you look at other artists, either that come from New York, usually they have to move. People from LA move to Atlanta. You hear all these different stories. How come you feel as though that somewhere else accepts you before your own?
I don't know, bro. I think that depends on the person. Like for real, I think that depends on the person because I'm from the Carolinas and I feel like they embraced me in a short period of time that I've been making noise and shit like that. They definitely embraced me. So I feel like that depends on the person. Like maybe who you is, you might have to go out and get you a fan base somewhere else. But if you that, bro, I feel like it don't matter where you go, the people gonna gravitate towards you.
You were inspired by your father and your cousins. Kasino is actually connected to the Ruff Ryders out in New York. Do you remember ever going out to New York and meeting with the Ruff Ryders when you were younger?
They used to come to South Carolina though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to come to South Carolina. DMX and all them boys used to be in my backyard.
Wow. Tell me the first time that you met DMX and you saw him.
I was a kid, bro. I was like early elementary school. So at the time, I'm not even knowing that these people is famous for it. I'm just thinking they like regular people. It wasn't until I got older that I realized like this was a big thing. You know what I'm saying? With my cousin Kasino, he was signed to Jive Records.
That's right, because he was connected with them, and he's your own talent. You inspired by him, of course. When we look at DMX, what comes to mind when you think of DMX? Because he's not brought up in top fives, top tens of all time. Recently passed away, one of the greatest to ever do it. What comes to mind when you think of DMX in a category?
Lyricist, like shit. That's the only thing I could give him, like lyricist, because he definitely had the lyrics. He had soul music, shit that you could feel. He definitely painted a picture for the New York scene, whether it was like the baggy clothes back then at the time, the pit bulls, the four wheelers, the biker boy gang, all that shit. Like he really painted a picture of his environment, and I feel like that's what a lot of us got to get back to. That's what I'm kind of leaning into with the Carolina Blue tape. Is kind of like painting a picture for our environment. So that's one thing I can say about DMX. He painted a picture for his environment, and I feel like that's that's huge as an artist. Like that's something that we should do because we are like the voice for where we from. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
we control the narrative, bro. Like whatever we show to people, that's the perception that they get of the areas that we come from. So it's like the narrative is in our hands. We got to control that.
You mentioned DMX shining that light on what was going on in his area, especially in New York, Yonkers, the whole New York area. What do you feel as though that you're bringing to the scene and getting people to learn about South Carolina that they may not know about?
I feel like I'm getting them to know about a whole new area because I'm from Utahville, South Carolina. So now we put on like down in Orangeburg County, we have what you call the Low Country. And the Low Country is just not Utahville. There's a lot of different small towns that's in the Low Country. So everybody who think about South Carolina, they automatically think about Columbia. They probably think about upstate with Clemson and all that. They think about Charleston. It'd be certain places that you don't even know about. So with me, when I came on the scene, it was more so like showing them like, yo, it's a whole nother area down here that's like a ghost town, but we popping as well. We got music as well. We talented as well. And ever since we've been doing that, bro, like a lot of people been respecting that shit, bro. So I feel like me personally, that's what I bring when it comes to like painting a picture. I'm trying to paint a picture of, man, it's a whole nother area and we about to put this shit on the map. You feel me?
And you're definitely doing that because when we look at South Carolina artists and me doing my research, you're definitely the one that's putting it on the map right now. And it's always great to have that confidence in yourself. So when did you start to realize your self-worth? Because when you read articles online and other interviews, people say, and even yourself, you're the best rapper coming out of South Carolina. Why should we believe that? Because you believe in yourself. So tell me, why should we believe you're the best?
Me personally, bro, I always knew I had it in me years ago. I'm talking about from middle school all the way up to now. But me taking it serious almost 2 years, like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I just feel like ain't nobody mess with me. It don't matter like what type of beats that you put on, bro. For one, I know a hit song just off a beat alone. A lot of artists don't even know a hit song off a beat alone. I know how to construct music. I know how to be versatile. I can get on a melodic beat, a trap beat, a drill beat, any type of thing. And I really could just match anybody energy on any type of song. I got so much features with Carolina artists, North Carolina and South Carolina. And the feedback is always crazy when I get on a song with anybody. Like, that's what it is.
Who's someone's energy that you would want to match on a track that you feel as though you can go bar for bar with outside of South Carolina right now? It could be the best rapper in the game right now. It could be anyone.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I can't even say that is somebody outside of South Carolina that I want to go bar to bar with. Like, but personally, I'll go bar to bar with the baby though. The
I could
baby,
definitely
bro.
see that.
Cause the baby popping his shit like he the hottest rapper. And you gotta give it to him. He is one of the hottest rappers. But he goes so crazy on the motherfucking beat, bro. I ain't gonna lie. If he had to put that motherfucker in front of me, I'm matching his shit, bro. I'll let him know all day long, nigga. You can hold that North Carolina. I'm holding that South Carolina, bro. I'm matching everything you doing on this motherfucker.
And then after the baby, you got to go maybe touch down with J. Cole.
J. Cole, yeah, all that, bro. J. Cole, you gotta get Drake on some shit. You feel me?
Or even take it even further into the gritty rap, Benny the Butcher and the Griselda guys.
I don't know the Griselda guys, bro.
Oh, you got to
I
check
know
them
Benny
out.
the Butcher though.
I could definitely see you doing something like that because you're versatile.
Yo, definitely. Like
Sixth grade that this.
we got so much different music, bro. It don't make no sense, but we gonna show them like a lot of the versatility on this next tape for sure. The Carolina Blue tape. We got this one song coming soon. It's gonna be called Out the Bowl. That shit is like a pop song. It's like a pop song, but it's still like we still like true to ourselves. Like it's still like our message and our it's not our sound, but it's still the same type of message. But it's gonna fuck the head up, bro.
sixth grade was when you started writing raps, and then you weren't taking it seriously at first, all the way until Out the Way came out. That's when you really started to take it a little further. You dropped the single, and then you would wait like 6 months. Is that still your approach from when you first started, waiting 6 months? Because I kind of like that approach because you take your time with your music.
Nah, see, the thing was, I wasn't just taking 6 months because I was on some extra preparation type shit. I was taking 6 months because I wasn't consistent.
Mm.
Nowadays, it's like if I take 6 months to drop a song, I don't think that should have ever happened now. But they better believe like I'm putting my all into some shit because right now I'm more consistent than I ever been. So that Out the Way and all that, like that's when I started investing a lot into myself, but I still wasn't consistent. Now it's like I'm investing a lot and I'm consistent. You feel me?
What was the most important investment that you made in yourself? I know you have your own independent label right now. What was the most important investment that you made in yourself throughout your career so far?
The most important investment is promotion, bro. Promotion. Like as far as Facebook ads, YouTube campaigns, DJs with the club spins, these flyers. Like I got these flyers right here, all type of shit like promotion. Because the more that we promoted ourselves, bro, it's like it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, yeah, I invested in jewelry and all this type of stuff because you got to keep up with the image as well. But I promise you, like the promotion side of it, like self promotion, that shit got my buzz way bigger than all this jewelry and all this shit, bro.
Mhm. You're inspired by Jeezy, Boosie. Those are some of your influences right there, especially Gucci Mane. He's another one. Whose story do you compare yours to? Who's closest to that resonates in the game? It doesn't even have to be those three that you're inspired by.
I can't say nobody's story, bro. Like we got a real life story, and we working on that as well, bro. Working on doing a
Biopic,
movie and all.
documentary.
Documentary, a little short film movie, all of that because we got a real story, bro. I don't even want to compare our story to anybody else because our story is like original from it get deeper than just me. It's like my pops and my family, like really my whole family all the way down to me. Like it's really like generations of different shit that done occurred, bro. Like we got a real story. And they ain't even just like my pops or anybody else just have a story and then we just the kid. Like, nah, we got our own story as well. Like everybody got a story and this shit really deeper than rap. So I can't really compare nobody. I can't compare our story to nobody. Like our shit authentic for real.
When we look at it right now and we see what you've done this far, tell me the reaction that your father had, or even your cousins, because they were also in music when they first heard you.
Everybody just turned, everybody believers. Anybody who hear the music turn into a believer. Anybody who see me in person turn into a believer. And that's one thing I give my manager. Cause my manager always says his name Young Boss. My manager always told me like, bro, we gotta keep that shit in their face. That was one of the realest things he told me because it sounds so simple, but then it just was like you could hear something that sounds so simple, and then you might just look at it like it's so hard because it's like, damn, where do I start? You don't even know where to start, but it just as simple as that. Keep it in their face, and if you hear the music, you automatically turn into a believer. If you see me in person, you're gonna automatically turn into a believer because everything is authentic, bro.
Now I
So
could
it's
tell as soon
like,
as I turned on Big Gator, I could tell just from the energy. I said, this guy is different.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Because you could tell a lot of the artists out today, a lot of them do it just for the clout, the trendy, to do numbers, and you could tell the authentic from the fake. I don't know what the record labels are doing. They tend to like the fake more, but if I had a label, you'd be signed already. But I think that's a whole other discussion.
Nah, for real. I appreciate that shit too, though, bro.
Of course, man. So when we look at it, and all the artists that you've worked with this far, especially out of South Carolina, you have an opportunity to work with Black Zach. You set that up through his camp. Who taught you the most about the game in the industry?
Damn, who taught me the most about the game? That's a good question, bro. I don't think that matter of fact, I'm not even gonna say I don't think I know exactly who. So far, who told me the most about the game? It hasn't been a rapper. It's been DJs, and I gotta
Wow.
give that to DJ Lnyce,
Yeah, shout out Lnyce.
DJ Carolina X, DJ L Doggin. Like DJs are the ones who gave me the most advice so far when it came to the rap game. I ain't getting no advice from no rappers. None.
And that may be a better thing because these are the guys, the executives that are behind it. They see artists how they thrive in different environments, ones that may not last as long, ones that have it, because people like Lnyce see talent in you and you're gonna be going places here.
Man, Lnyce is raw, man. Shout out to Lnyce. Like, man, I met Lnyce through I met him through Jed from Street Capital. Shout out to Street Capital too. And the first time we got on the phone, we had a conversation, bro. It's like we embraced each other. I guess he seen the real of me, I seen the real of him. And before we even did any business, he wanted to just show me. Like he wanted to show me, like, let me show you what I could do first. And then you decide if you want to go forward with my services or this and that. And I feel like a lot of DJs need to get into like moving like that because you have some DJs that just club DJs, some of them that just radio DJs. But I feel like if you from a specific area, the goal should always be to try to break an artist from where you from, just for your culture, just for your state or wherever you from, like to see everything keep excelling. You know what I'm saying? So, Lnyce is not even from the Carolina. You feel me?
Yeah.
But he embraced real talent and he want to see people win. And that's one thing you can say about like he genuine. You can tell he want to see people win.
Absolutely. Shout out to Lnyce and what he does for all the artists out here and what he's doing for you, especially me. Shout out to him. He's been a big supporter. Bound 2, your independent label. Tell me how this formed and you got this going and how you're planning to build this into the next bad boy, Death Row Records. Tell me how this is all coming together now.
We started Bound 2 in like I want to say like 2010, 2011. We started Bound 2 around that time. And it always just been like a little family thing. Like where we from is like a lot of cliques. So it always been like a little clique thing. But then after a while, we end up turning to a record label. It's only a record label at this point. Nothing more, nothing less. And right now, I'm just doing what I got to do to kick the doors in, man. Once I get to where I need to be and I have the platform, then I plan on sharing the platform with every artist that I rock with. It's not even just the artists that I plan on signing. I plan on signing some artists out of Carolina as well. We got some artists on the roster as well right now too. Trady BT, we got OG Shy, we got BTEJ, we got Gutter Pose, we got a couple artists on the team right now. Bajay on the way as well. She a female artist coming out of South Carolina as well. But I just want to build my platform so big to where I could just give them the platform. They don't have to go start from scratch. They don't have to go. And I got all the resources, the Lnyces, the Carolina X's. I done built a relationship with all these different people to where I could just make a phone call and make everything happen. So that's what I want to get at with it.
You got the MPC? Because I know you want to keep the beats in-house too.
Yeah, we got all that crazy shit, man. I'll tell you, man, we got so much studio equipment, it don't make no sense. We got to get somebody working this shit, though. For real, for real.
We're only a few weeks away from 2023. What is something that 2022 taught you?
Man, 2022 ain't taught me nothing but to stay consistent. Like, I started taking this shit serious last year, bro. This year, a year later, our buzz is through the roof. We end up being like in the top 3 of the next Carolina artists coming up. So I say 2022 ain't taught me shit, but to stay consistent, bro. And 2023, we gonna do that times 10. Like shit, we gave them the music this year. We kept it in their face. Next year, we doing that shit 10 times harder. We going crazy next year.
For people that don't know, how did you get your artist name, Tipteezybte?
That was a childhood nickname. My childhood nickname was always Tip. But then we was in like middle school and shit like that. We used to play around with our names and we used to call ourselves the Teezy Boys. So like I was Tipteezy, my homeboy Zay Teezy, my cousin Scrap Teezy. Like everybody was just whatever their nickname was, they just added a Teezy on the end. And then I always been Tipteezy. Like I always been there as a child. So it's like everything just authentic, bro. It's like this is real life shit, just converted over on some business shit, just making damn, making some damn positive out of this shit. And Tipteezybte came about when it's like, okay, we ain't just gonna run with the Tipteezy, we gonna run with the Tipteezybte because we also pushing the brand as well. So we just added the label on to the end of it.
Absolutely. And you're pushing forward here, especially for South Carolina, putting it on. Do you have any upcoming performances at all?
Um, I can't even remember right now, bro. I don't even remember. We stay booked up though. We stay booked up. But I don't even know what's next right now on the calendar. But we stay booked though.
Absolutely. You got the upcoming tape coming soon. Anything else you want to reveal to your fans that you have on the way?
Man, the fans that I got on the way, I just want y'all to know, stay tuned. Y'all can make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Tipteezybte. Make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms, Tipteezybte, and y'all stay tuned because I promise we're gonna get y'all that hot shit. Promise you that.
I guarantee it as well. You can go check out Gator tapes. You already know Big Gator 2. Go download them, support them. Tipteezybte, I
So,
want to thank you for coming on the show here tonight. Make sure you follow him on Instagram. You're always welcome on the show. You got my support. Shout out to Lnyce for connecting us, man.
shout out to Lnyce, bro, and I appreciate you too.
Of course, man. I appreciate it, man. Keep doing your thing, especially putting on for South Carolina. I understand what it's like being from Connecticut when you're trying to make it out, especially watching other artists out here grind. So I know what it's like when you don't have that huge spotlight on you.
Yeah, man, listen, all that's coming. We ain't even worried about that. We focus. All that's coming.
Exactly. Oh, it's coming, man. I'm gonna look forward to seeing you. Your rise to the top, hitting the top charts. It's coming soon, man. Keep going.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care and stay safe. All right.
Y'all be safe.
Be safe, man. Peace out.
All right.